popularly known as Sunday Igboho, has submitted a petition to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, seeking his support for the creation of the Yoruba nation by his ex-handle, formerly known as Twitter. So this is Sunday Igboho. We all know him, the agitator for Yoruba nation of Britain. And I'm now beginning to wonder, when we British citizens write petition and come and submit to our president that they want to break up, I think, to me, I feel these moves are just for photo ops and for the optics. But because I don't see any way in which another sovereign nation will endorse the breaking up of a nation. And the people, there are dictators in the past that have tried it. Now they will say they've submitted it, they submitted that. Now nations don't get themselves involved in the breaking up
of another nation. Nigeria is an independent nation. Well, we have the president, is his Yoruba brother. I feel they will sort this out. It's a family issue.
Well, in this case, I don't think it's a fact because he is not showing he's looking for what affects us affects them. And the thing is that, well, everybody has the right to agitate. But we can see how agitation that is not properly channeled has led to violence in some parts of the country. We are still facing the issue of a sit at home in the southeast, and even part of the Boko Haram agitation is to create a caliphate for themselves. So these agitations, if it's not properly, especially the characters involved in these agitations, they are not people that you look at and they say these are leaders. Most of them are shady characters. They might be pursuing a just cause in their view, but if you don't have the character to carry it, you end up doing it in a way that you see them threatening other.
And on a serious note, I feel the DSS should not handle this with kid gloves. These are issues that starts before you know it degenerates into violence and something that we cannot control. So I feel the DSS should not handle this with kid gloves. It's a very serious matter. We cannot be in a country working towards development of our country and we'll be having issues. Some people calling they want to be out.
If we don't do this, tomorrow Farida might just go and submit letter to America that is Jalingo nation because she wants to be president of and she can't wait for election. And a sad one, a couple and one other person has been crushed to death in an accident involving a truck, space wagon car, and a motorcycle in Shagamu Gijo Road, Shagamu Ogun State. The police disclosed this on Sunday. I think it's the time for us to call on Nigerians to be careful when they are using the road.
Most especially this season, and you know the state of our roads. Ensure your vehicle is in good condition and you drive safely. You don't drink while driving. Just observe safety culture. And maybe the Federal Safety Corps should do more of awareness and enlightenment. Our heart goes out to the families.
Yana da kyau a ce idan ana tafiya din kowa ya san hanyar aka ce ga yadda hanya yake kowane tafiyar kowane yanayin hanya akwai yanayin speed da zaka tafi da shi. So idan ya zama cewa motanka yana da kyau ba wai kai ta bubbuga kowane rami kana tafiya ba. Haka ne kaɗai zai kasa duk da dai an san cewa duk wanda ya mutu kwanan shi ne kare amma kuma ba wanda yake so ya wahala don ba kowa bane yayi accident za a ce ya mutu ko wani abu sai dai ya zama a ce wani abu da ya same shi wanda zai zama to na jinya. Muna fata Allah ya ramshi waɗanda suka riga mu sannan kuma muna fata road safety su ma za su ƙara wayar da kai kamar yadda ka faɗa wa al'umma.
Yeah, the next story is the Department of State Service, DSS, this weekend released 2 end bad governance protesters who have been in detention in Kaduna. As at press time, there are no fewer than 125 protesters still in detention, including 38 remanded by Justice Emeka Nwite in Abuja. So we are calling on the authorities to look into the case. If there is a court case, let them expedite the the cases and let these people know their faith. Let them see about those that have the new cases to answer. I think protest should not be something that would lead to you being there, except if you are part of those that get involved in violence. And so please, I believe cases like this should receive special attention, and it has effect on the human rights record of Nigeria, because it's a sensitive case. It's a case of human rights. So government should do something to ensure that this is sorted out.
In a speedy hearing. We should not create another problem while trying to avoid a problem, because this number of persons that have been held still is in the legitimate right of every Nigerian to protest.
Another disturbing story here. A 26 years old man identified as Nura Masood has set on fire his grandmother, Zuira Mohammed, in Mwazu village, Dangwanki ward, Sule Tankarka, sorry for that, local government area of Jigawa State. He claimed that his grandmother upset him by expressing concern about his physical appearance and health, which did not go down well with him, and on several occasions warned her, but she refused.
Wow, that's really a sad one, and that shows you the kind of society and the kind of youths that are coming up, and that's why definitely looking at hearing the story, you know it's not normal. Definitely he must be high on something. If not, you're forgetting about the relationship. You don't have any right to put another human being on fire. Talk more of someone that you have a blood relationship, your grandmother.
Gaskiya wannan rashin imani ne, shine abin da muke faɗa. Ba mu san dai wani irin zuriya ya tashi a ciki ba, amma yana da kyau a ce duk lokacin da muka haifi 'ya'ya mu nuna musu soyayya, kuma mu tashi da su cikin tausayawa, domin soyayyar da zaka nuna ma ɗanka shi zai sa ya so wani, sannan tausayin da zaka nuna ma ɗa shi zai sa ya tausaya ma wani. Kuma idan akwai soyayya akwai tausayi a zuciyar mutum, ko da wadda baka san shi ba, baka taɓa ganin shi ba, ba za ma ka fara irin kwatankwacin irin wannan abun ba ma, kwata-kwata ba za a fara ba. So gaskiya ya kamata iyaye su ƙara tashi su tsaya kan tarbiyyar 'ya'yansu, domin sign ne ya nuna cewa yaron nan ba abu
He must definitely be high on something extraordinary.
See, for the moment I read it and they said concerning his physical and health appearance, I know that this is someone need to drop. Because when someone is into drugs, you tell on his appearance, and anybody around him will notice, and they begin to, and they don't like you talking about how they look. Your eyes is red. Why are you always this? They don't like it. They say,
kuma asali su suna son a nuna musu kawai ana tare ne ko ta yaya ne kawai, amma in aka ce a yi faɗa ba, to ka je da yi magana ya ce
grandmom will always show concern.
your eyes red. Yes, I noticed those that are on drugs, they don't want you to talk about their appearance. They leave the house in the morning, they won't take their bath, they will be where they smoke, they come back looking dirty and
kuma ka ji ba za su so ka kalle su ba.
No.
Su suna lura ne in ka kalle su ma me yasa kake kallo na, wannan shine kawai. So
well, we thank God the law is blind, and offense has been committed. This is murder. It's clear case of murder, so the law should take its course regardless of who is involved and how it happens, so that it will serve as deterrent to others, because this is not a road we should talk.
Sannan kuma kira ga matasa, ko da a ce me za ka yi a rayuwa, ka tuna cewa ba abin da za ka yi ka sha, dole ne kawai doka za ta yi aiki a kanka, ko da a ce ko kai waye ne. So kowa ya shiga hankalin shi, sannan kuma ya yi abin da ya dace ba abin da bai dace ba.
This is an interesting one. I think very soon that the Nigerian Customs will be cashing out. The federal government through the Nigerian Customs Service will today ground over 60 private jets owned by very important persons in the country over unpaid import duty, running into several billions of naira. According to documents exchanged between the NCS and the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, the enforcement exercise will commence on October 14, 2024. Today is October 14, 2024. Musa, if you have a private jet and you are owing money, you better go and pay up, or your jet will be grounded and you will not be able to go to Kulmi with a private jet for Christmas.
Well, we are yet to have an airstrip in Kulmi, hopefully one day. And I feel government, we should see action. This is just news, and we should not just stop at being news. Because this, if you see, are people that, if you own a private jet, it means you should be able to pay the amount government is requiring of you. In order, this money is being used to develop the nation.
Sure.
And if you have the luxury of owning a private jet, why not just pay the Nigerian Customs Service what is due them?
Please, Farida and Co, your private jet, ensure you pay the duty, or we are going to take this off because Nigeria needs money. So this is an area in which money can come in, billions of naira. I think that has been done. Please, the Nigeria Customs Service should do everything possible to ensure that, yes, they rake in this money. Nigeria need money, not so that we can put less pressure on some areas of taxation that have been coming upon those of us that can barely fuel our vehicles.
And this also leads to some questions. People that are bringing goods to Nigeria, we don't hear them, their goods leaving at the custom point without paying their duties. How comes is now that the government wants to crack down on people that have private jet and they've not paid the duties and the fees that they are required to pay?
These are some.
Yes, because food items and other items will stay at the port there till you clear them. We see people stay months. They have to do some money to before they clear their goods. So this VIPs brought in their jet without paying, and it is now that the government want to track down on them. When we hope to see action.
The next story here will be taking three more stories. The next one is the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria is poised for talks with Dangote Petroleum Refinery between Tuesday and Wednesday to finalize agreements on the cost and lifting of petrol from the plant. It was learned on Sunday that the Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria has been asked by their $20 billion Lekki-based refinery to rescind its request for petroleum lifting. So this shows that IPMAN, that is Independent Petroleum Marketers, will sit with Dangote, since now they've been told that
no middleman,
they can deal direct. So they will come, put forward their.
Dangote is in business, the IPMAN also are in business. So come clean. Definitely will not come to a position where we will agree that you will not make profit out of a business. It's not a charity organization. But come clean, let Nigerians know. We should be able to trust. Because if you observe, honestly, Nigerians have been rallying around IPMAN, rallying around Dangote. So it's time they replicate. They should show transparency. They should also show empathy. Seeing at the cost of things, the present economic situation in the country. So we expect them to come clean and see a price that we can afford.
We pray that their own arrangement is smoother and more transparent than that of the Dangote refineries and NNPCL. Then we have the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, have arrested a Thailand returnee, Simon Peter Ogbejiofo, for importing 30.30 kilograms of heroin worth over 3.192 billion naira. Ogbejiofo was arrested on October 7, 2024, while attempting to smuggle out of the airport the drug concealed in 6 backpacks and then packed into 2 big suitcases. This is serious. The kind of drug we just spoke about. 20 billion.
Yes,
and today we are seeing about 3 billion naira worth of drugs, and you begin to wonder, there's so much money in this business, and that is why we need to ensure that we stamp down on this importance.
And I feel the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency is honestly we must commend them, because if you see in recent time there have been seizures back to back, seizures and in billions. And these are also people affecting our forex, affecting the naira to dollar. So, and also, it's not about the seizure. They should do more of enlightenment, beginning from the grassroots and from the family as parents and as. That's why I'm a great advocate of this devolution of power, this money going to the local government, because there's a lot that we can do at the local level. That shows you, bringing this amount, this quantity of drugs, that shows you there are consumers in Nigeria, because you won't bring something that they won't buy. So look at seizure in 22 billion, 9 billion, and today is 3 billion. So that means there are much drug users in society.
Sannan kuma hakan ya ba mu ƙwarin gwiwan cewa masu irin waɗannan harkan ɗin za su ji tsoro because ana kama su sosai. Yanzu ba a ba su ma wani
breathing space, definitely.
To hakan zai sa ko su canza sana'a ko kuma su daina gabaki ɗaya.
Definitely. So kudos to the NDA.
Kudos to them. They've been doing it. There's no day you run through the news that you don't see arrests at the major airports, Kano, Murtala Mohammed, and Nnamdi Azikiwe airports in Abuja. So kudos to Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and we pray that they keep doing more and to rid this country of the menace of drug abuse. The final story we are going to take ahead of the November 12, 2024 handover. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has called on the state governor-elect Senator Monday Okpebolo to raise a panel to interface with his transition committee towards the smooth handover of power. Obaseki proposed October 14, 2024, that's today, for both panels to hold their first meeting. It will be good. Now politics is over, election is over. Let them come together, bring your team, and bring my team, and let there be a smooth handover. One of the smoothest handover I've seen is between President Goodluck Jonathan and Buhari. He immediately set up a committee and he said, let them interface and have this. I think they are from the same state, they should be able to, and they were once members of the same party, and they may still be members of the same party tomorrow. So for the good of Edo State
and the people of Edo State, so we wish the governor and the governor-elect well. And I feel that's much we can take for today, but the most, to me, most touching issue of today is the petroleum hike. And we call on the president to step in because Nigerians are not finding it funny. Things are becoming harder and more difficult for the ordinary Nigerian. Please, Mr. President, step in the issue of petroleum price. It's a bye from me.
Good day, everyone.
Thank you for listening. Join us tomorrow, same time, same station.